Before anything else, this video is actually not about WeatherTech products. I don't own any WeatherTech products personally, but I actually think the products are great, and I really do. And I know people who own them and love them. And so when I say this product isn't proudly made in the USA, I'm not suggesting anything negative about the people who manufacture these items. The issue is that these WeatherTech commercials are actually quite misleading. And if they didn't make the made in USA manufacturing such a selling point, I probably wouldn't have made this video, but it has to be said. These commercials emphasize that this product is proudly made in the USA. It's not. It should instead say it makes sense to be made in the USA. Let me explain. I have a long background in product development and sourcing, and was one of the principal architects in moving a big portion of a core product category that sold in a very well-known retailer in the US to US manufacturing instead of China manufacturing, where it was manufactured for a good 25 years. It would actually be more expensive for WeatherTech mats and other related products to be made in China than they are here in the US. These are actually made from, as I'm sure you know, a molded polymer. Polymer is a fancy word for plastic. Whenever you have some type of hard or semi-rigid plastic, soft plastic, rubber, silicone, and so on and so forth, somewhere in between, ABS, for example, these products are all made by a process called injection molding. Injection molding is actually not too difficult to understand. Resin pellets are bought in large quantities and fed into an injection machine. The injection machine holds what's called a tool, or sometimes referred to as a mold. A tool is two halves of a large block of steel. On the inside of the steel block, a reverse cavity of the item that will be manufactured is made by a CNC machine. The resin pellets are fed into a hopper. They begin to partially melt and ooze into the tool cavity. The two halves of the tool are then pressed together in the injection machine with incredible force, and the plastic item comes out and is dropped into a tray. The more cavities or cavitation a tool has, the more units it can produce at any single time. It all depends on the size and shape of the item that's being made. So a one cavity tool creates one item at a time, a two cavity produces two, etc. This manufacturing process requires very little human input, and therefore it's not labor intensive. So the difference in terms of labor costs between, for example, the US and China really don't apply. Furthermore, by making the product here, there are not only no tariffs, but also no overseas transportation costs. As I said, this product would be more expensive to produce in China. So while WeatherTech makes a great product, they are lucky that they make products that make sense to be manufactured here in the States. Please don't ever think that WeatherTech, for instance, was considering overseas manufacturing and they decided that no, they want to support American labor, or, for example, they used to manufacture overseas and now they've made a decision to support American labor. They did not. And the majority of Americans do not know this, so I had to set the record straight. So send me your comments and questions, and each week you'll get a chance to win a copy of one of my books. Your choice, either my book on presentation skills or business writing skills.